Hello everyone and welcome to another video of the TL capacity building. In this space we're going to be talking about feedback, how to provide the feedback that is actually constructive and is going to help your members to grow, to develop their leadership and to become a better team in the end. So let's just review the objectives that we have for the TL capacity building. It's understanding our core as an organization, understanding our role as team leaders, getting the knowledge and the skills to be the best team leader and becoming experts in team management. As we know, every team leader is responsible to provide all the team standards for the building, performing, and closing phase. So this is just a reminder. And in the last couple of videos, we have been discussing the performing phase. More specifically, the support system part inside of the performing phase, which enables bi-level spaces to fulfill the team experience. It provides support for your team members. It makes your members feel much more engaged and feeling like an actual team, like just as one core. So let's start with the feedback session. So we have two types of feedback. You have the constructive feedback that is actually based on making this person grow and develop themselves and make an improvement. Or there's the non-constructive feedback that feels more like an attack than actually a feedback. So let's really be clear about this because you guys as team leaders are going to be having to deliver feedback a lot of times. Maybe feedback was not delivered to you in the best way in the past, or maybe you have never been responsible of delivering feedback to someone. So how do we actually ensure that it is constructive and not getting into a personal level and feeling like an attack? So in the constructive feedback, the important thing is that you point out the action, not the person. So you're not giving a feedback towards a person in particular, like who they are as a person, or their human individuality and their traits. No, you're not feedbacking that. You're feedbacking the action that they did. So if I'm thinking that, I don't know, this email is bad, it doesn't mean that you as a person are a bad person or that you are incapable of doing a good email. It just means that this email doesn't, it's not I don't know, fulfilling the expectations that we had for this email. So you just point out the action. You need to give a constructive feedback towards the action that you are trying to teach them how to do better and not them as a person. Then logical and supported by facts. So if it's not just a feeling that you get, it's not that the intuition that you get, it's not just how this person makes you feel or what you have as pre-assumptions of this person. It needs to be facts and logical feedback. So you need to always be sure that whatever you're gonna say is actually based and supported by something. It's not just it's not just like I don't like this person and that's why I'm gonna say a bad thing about them. No, it needs to be supported by facts, giving the person a chance to correct the mistake and room for improvement. So let's go back to the email one. So if it's not the same to say this email is bad and that's it, I don't like your email, I'm going to do it myself, for example, or to say, hey, I think maybe you can add more color to your email and visual image, or this that you put here, it would be better if you change this text maybe from this to this so that it can actually accomplish, I don't know, the engagement with the audience. So like actually giving them room for improvement, specifically based on the actions that they need to take and not for them as people. Requiring the observation before it is given. So it requires observation. It requires you to actually analyze, okay, what is the thing that needs to be improved here and how can I actually lead my member to be better in this. And then tries to educate. So in each action that our members are doing, we are helping them improve in their personal development and also in their professional development. Everything that they're doing is going to help them in the future in whatever job they get or in the jobs that they have now. So we try to educate them and to make them become a better person in the professional side as well. So how does a person, like a non-constructive feedback, a negative feedback look like? It is attacking the person, not the action. It is preconceived and biased. It does not regard the positive things about it, but it only regards the bad things about it and points it out. It is unfiltered or insensitive, and it's usually an opinion, and it causes embarrassment. It causes the person to lock up into himself, to feel that everything that they did is wrong, that they are bad inherently in themselves and not in the actions that they're doing. So that's a personal attack, guys. We don't want this. We want constructive feedback that are going to make our members grow. So how to do this? So for the why, the when, and the how. Why do we need to provide feedback? To correct mistakes and give space for innovation and improving the performance, and help them developing themselves as a person in the professional side and the leadership qualities that we are aiming to develop. When to do this? We can do this during a one-to-one meeting if you want to give feedback individually to one person. It can be also in a team meeting. It can be a feedback towards the whole team, or it can be an open space for each one of your members to provide feedback to each other so that we can all grow as one team. It can also be done during a team days, opening a space for feedback during a team days. You can check when is the best moment to provide this feedback and how to deliver it in the best way possible and how. So we need to evaluate our members regarding the values, the competencies, the functional skills that they have, and feedback them in order to make them uh, achieve these values and these competencies better. So you need to structure what you are going to say. You need to structure actually, okay, what do I want to transmit with this feedback, and how am I going to transmit it, and just giving the feedback directly to this person and not uh, just letting a lot of time pass by and not actually tackling what needs to be tackled so that you can improve in the moment and not talking about something in 3 months that could have been fixed just by one conversation. And reinforcing the positive evaluations and giving suggestions and action plans for improvement. So actually focusing on the positive and giving suggestions of next steps to follow so that they can improve. So it can be a team's feedback and an individual feedback, I told you. So for the team feedback, it can be, for example, a 360-degree feedback. So it is a process where everyone gives feedback to each other. Every single one, even you as a team leader, give feedback to someone. So you receive feedback and you will provide feedback. It will be both sides, and it's going to allow you to understand an outsider's perspective of your own traits and of your own strengths and weaknesses. This process, it can increase the communication, it can involve everyone and actually make everyone trust each other better. And it can be, for example, I have been through this already 2 times in my previous experiences, with my MC experience, with my EV experience, and it meant for me to uh, think and reflect about what feedback do I want to give to each one of the members of this team. So I was taking down notes about everything that I would like to deliver, of course, focusing on the positive, but being very real, very honest, and very raw, without filter. So thinking about all of the feedback that I wanted to give to each person, then thinking about the feedback that I would receive. What will these people tell me? What do I think that they're going to have as feedback? So I had a special moment for self-reflection on what do I think actually the feedback is going to be that they're going to provide to me. And then I had to sit down in front of everyone and receive feedback from each person of the team. And I had just receive it. I could not answer back. I could not defend myself if something felt harsh. Nothing. You just receive the feedback, and that's it. You receive it. You're a sponge. You receive everything that they need to tell you. You take down notes on the things that you think you can improve, and then you move on. And then, of course, you are going to be providing feedback for each one of the members as well. Then the individual feedback, it's an individual space. Maybe if you have something that you just want to tackle with one of your members, and it can tackle performance, and it can also tackle maybe behaviors and attitudes that they're having inside the team. Try to be very empathetic with your members, but also be very real and do not try to make everything look fluffy and beautiful when if it's not. So just be very direct, real, and honest in an empathetic way. And always remember, like, feedback, it is to be received, not to answer to. If I don't like something that they're saying, it's not for me to answer back. It is for me to, okay, take it, understand it. Maybe if I don't understand, I can approach this person later, and to actually think, okay, why does this person see this in me? Why does this person understand my attitudes and behaviors in this way? How are others perceiving me? How are other people perceiving me as an individual or as a team player? How do I perceive myself? Does it match what I thought the feedback was going to be that they were going to give me, or does it not match and I'm having a total different perspective about myself? Try to let that ego aside and just put it in a box and not let him out, and just actually understand the feedback that they're giving you and providing you. So tips and tricks to deliver feedback. So there's this concept about the burger feedback, in which you have to start with the positive feedback, then provide the constructive feedback on the things that need to be improved, and finish with that positive feedback. So praise the things that are going good with this team member. Actually, what are the things that they are succeeding in, the things that you really like, the things that you need to continue to do, and then go into the, okay, these are the improvements that need to happen, and then go back to the positive feedback and finish the feedback in a positive way, so that the mood and the environment is not then contaminated by the things that need to be improved, but it actually ends in a positive note. So for the checklist, evaluate and observe your members at every moment. Structure your feedback before you are going to provide it. Break it down into points that you want to transmit. Be very clear and straight to the point. Do not attack the person, but point out the things that need to be improved, that are positive, that need to be maintained. Also, remember, you can give positive feedback as well. You can say, hey, I really loved this action, keep doing it. Hey, I really loved the way that you delivered this message. I really love your attitude or behavior in this local touch point. You can also provide positive feedback. It's not only the things that need to be changed or improved. And having a healthy communication inside the team is very crucial and very important, and can help the trust inside the team. So don't forget this. So thank you guys so much. This is it for the, actually, I think this is the last video for the performing phase. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys when the closing phase starts. Good luck, and let's make everyone perform.